So here we go again with the Clippers James Harden update, or the Clippers James Harden saga right now in regards to the potential trade of him coming to the Clippers, in which, he stated that he wanted to be traded to the Clippers, James Harden. But I mean, it just hasn't happened yet, and it just hasn't, materialized into anything in reality. So now we have a situation where, more teams are being added to the mix. The asking price for James Harden with Philadelphia is trying to reach for. The Clippers are just not willing to give, the Sixers what they want, because the Sixers want a lot for James Harden. They want Terrence Mann. They want Marcus Morris. They would like Robert Covington, and they wouldn't mind actually if the Clippers were dumb enough to come up off of Norman Powell as well. They wouldn't mind taking that as well. They want a few of those pieces, if not all those pieces, all in one, to make them the team to beat in the East. And I definitely understand that. But regardless of all that, I mean, you look at the situation in its entirety, it's really a confusing situation, for the Clippers, because they definitely have interest in James Harden. But now the other teams are putting their bid in for James Harden. It just makes it seem like, it's a situation where the Clippers are going to, be asked out in the situation. They won't have an opportunity to get James Harden because what the Sixers want from the Clippers is just too much. And the Clippers are definitely trying to be very smart and methodical about their decision and their approach in regards to trying to acquire James Harden, but there really isn't any approach. It's either give up the house for James Harden, or the Sixers won't buy, or the Sixers are not budging. And really, the Clippers are doing the right thing so far by standing their ground and not giving in to a team who's given up one player who's damn near washed, to me, in James Harden. And I don't really understand, or I really don't know how much better he would make the Clippers, because this is not like getting James Harden from the Houston Rockets. This is getting James Harden who's washed down, hand-me-down, not the James Harden he was several years ago. So, I mean, really, in its entirety, are you getting anything that's worth, all that you be giving up for if you're the Clippers? No, you're not. So, I mean, honestly, I'm really done with the saga between the Clippers and the 76ers. I think the Clippers just need to back off. I think they need to just, wave this one off and keep on going, because there's a lot of other opportunity out there that will come in mid-season when the trade deadline comes every year. You don't have to necessarily make all the trades in the off-season. You have time, like I said, during the season when, the trading block comes on and everything. You can make changes then. So, like I said, with that being said, I just think that, the Sixers right now, they're just desperate, and they're desperate to get rid of James Harden, but they're desperate to get back so much in return because they think his value is more than what it is. And the Clippers, as I said, they're doing right by standing their ground, because you can't give up all that for James Harden, because his value isn't like it was when he was on the Houston Rockets. And I feel like a lot of people should stop giving him that type value, because that's not the James Harden he is. That's the James Harden he was. And a lot of times when you look at situations like this, teams are going to try to, manipulate the opposing team who's trying to make the trade, and giving them so many pieces for this guy just because of his name, not because of his gameplay. Because James Harden gameplay is still good, but it's not great like it once was. You know what I'm saying? It's great in spurts. It's great at times. It's not great consistently. And if that's the case, then there's really no need for the Clippers to really even entertain anything that the 76ers have to offer in regards to James Harden. Now that there's reports of other teams interested in James Harden, the Clippers try to do a 3-team trade, or there was a 3-team trade proposal done or put in place, for James Harden to come there, and Norman Powell will be sent to, I think, the Knicks or something like that, or another team. But either way, all these proposals are getting turned down because it's just not making sense. It's just not adding up to the level of capability that it should in regards to both sides getting fair to equal value. So there again, the holdup is just here, and this is where it's going to probably stay. So after this point, I really don't expect too much more. I don't think we should either, as NBA fans, Clippers fans, whatever. I don't think you should expect much more out of this, because if it happens, it's going to be a long shot. It's not going to be something that really is, an easy go round. oh, well, we had the perfect pieces. We had the perfect trade set in place because, like I said, the Clippers are not willing to part with certain players because they know their depth is what makes them unique. And honestly, I'm so glad that they kind of know that, because there's been Clippers teams in the past years ago where they would give up substantial, valuable players and get back nothing in return because they just weren't thinking, they didn't have the right staff, and they didn't have the right people to make decisions. But now, having Jerry West there, I think that makes things a lot better because his decision making is usually pretty good. I mean, he's shown that when he was on the Lakers, they won championships. He's brought talent in and made them better mid-season at times, and put them over the hump. As long as they had the superstars in place playing and being healthy, everything worked out. And that's exactly what they're hoping, envisioning for the Clippers if Kawhi and PG can stay healthy. But that remains to be seen. And the Clippers right now, so far in this offseason, they're keeping solid. They really are. They're not really, making too much splash, too much noise, but they're keeping solid and they're keeping everybody in. And there again, this would be a situation where I would like to see them maybe run it back with the same team they had, and unless they can add a piece or two, that where they don't have to give up much in order to make them a little bit more formidable, well-rounded on both ends of the floor, which honestly I think they kind of sort of are now. The only reason why I think they're not fully rounded on both ends of the floor because they're not using players like Robert Covington, which he is a Swiss Army knife to me, and he can make all the world difference, and he can save time and get more rest for Kawhi and PG, because when he comes in, he basically plays their position. He's a forward just like them, but at the same time, he can guard position 1 through 5 just like Kawhi and PG can. So I mean, if they play him more, they'll be more well-rounded, like defensively especially. Maybe not so much offensively, but even though he can knock down a three and he's known for knocking down big shots, but my point is he would take a lot of pressure, off of Kawhi and PG too, because he does the same things that they do. They got the same key attributes, except they're better players than him, but he is a form of them in regards to how he plays on both ends of the floor. So I mean, the Clippers would be more well-rounded when they start using all the pieces, the right pieces they need to get the best out of this team. So really, I'm glad the Clippers stand still and stand firm, because there's no need to go outrageous on any trades, because honestly, you got the team you need to win. Maybe add another superstar player will be great. If one can come to LA, to the Clippers, that'd be great. But other than that, this team is already built. This team is already put together. So I mean, all they have to do is really stay healthy and go out there and just make it happen. But hey, leave any comments in the comment section, and we'll talk about it.